Welcome back to Marketing Champions on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mike White, and on Marketing Champions, we're meeting with experts in the industry to talk about the tips, tricks, trends, and what they do to help a client's campaign be very successful. Join us today, Kevin Ellott from Wewa Films. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
So you're a video production company. Tell me a little bit about the process that you go through with customers to create great captivating videos. Captivating.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, right. Well, so the first question I always ask a prospective client or a prospect is, have you seen our stuff? Have you gone to our website, looked at our library of videos? Because we have a really particular look and feel. And that's the only kind of video we make. It's all we're good at. It's very cinematic. It's very heartfelt, lots of emotional kinds of videos. And by doing that, and if they haven't, if they just heard of us, I say, I'll tell you what, go look at our work and then call me back if that's something that appeals to you. And if they have seen our stuff and they do like it, then we can talk because we protect our look and feel so much and it's so particular, it attracts a certain kind of client. We're only going to produce a certain kind of work. And so that puts us at a head start. By the time they've seen that, if they want that, then we already are in a good place to provide the very best video for them because they know exactly what we're going to give them. That's the most important thing. From there, then our process all makes sense and our look and our feel because they want exactly what we already do and what naturally comes out of us. So that's the number one tip I give is really vet each other. Just because a client comes along and wants to give you money doesn't mean, I know that's tempting, but it doesn't mean that's the best fit or that everybody's going to be happy in the end.
What's the biggest mistake that you see companies make when it comes to creating video for their brand?
They try to do what everybody else does. For instance, if you see somebody's putting out animated explainer videos and you think, oh my gosh, we have to do that because they're doing it. It may even be a competitor. Or like in our field where we do those heartfelt cinematic kind of videos. Oh, well, we have to do that too. Not necessarily. You need to stop and think about what is best for your audiences, for your brand, and who are you in the world and what will best represent that. So a huge mistake is the Me Too kind of thing where they look at that and go, oh, we need to do that too. Give us what they're doing. First of all, that doesn't set you apart. That makes you look like a follower, which is not what you want as a brand. So I would think really hard before you even do video at all. I do recommend looking closely at that because video and marketing, of course, is growing and growing and growing. But just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you need to or should, or that it would work for you.
So do you start with the plan on how you're going to distribute the video and who's going to see it? Do you work with a creative director and a creative brief, or does your firm take care of that?
We can do both, actually. It's a mixed bag. For the most part, people already have a plan for distribution when they approach us because we're a video production company. So they come and they go, okay, we know we want to. It's like, for instance, we just got done with a tourism campaign for a county here in the Panhandle of Florida. And they knew exactly who they were after. They knew their markets. They knew what they wanted to say. And they came to us with a brief and just said, we want you to produce this creative. Fine, we can do that. We're working with a credit union right now that's doing the same thing. Other clients, like for instance, McDonald's, we work with an owner-operator here in our area who owns a bunch of McDonald's. And she came to us and said, I have 3 objectives with my marketing this year. I want engagement, I want endearment, and I want loyalty. That's what I want. And I like your style of video, and I want to use that style to accomplish those 3 things, engagement, endearment, and loyalty. And then she was looking to us to help her figure out the best ways to do that, whether through social media or broadcast or whatever it is. And so we do a little bit of both depending on what they need.
So when it comes to purchasing of media, do you partner with outside agencies or do you keep that in-house and work with your team?
We farm that out. That's not something that we specialize in because there are people who are better than us at that. But there are a few local firms here that do a very good job, especially if it's going to be a local market. because we're a relatively small market, so they know all the account executives, they know all the stuff, how to get the best prices and schedules and that sort of thing. So there are a couple that we partner with when that's needed, but we do not specialize in that.
What excites you most about the industry that you're in, and what scares you?
Okay, it's sort of the same thing, is that it's growing exponentially. That's exciting. And more people are realizing, oh my gosh, we have to use video in our communication. The other side of that is it's growing. It's blowing up in video production. And trying to keep up with that, we're a growing company, which is good. The trick with that is that if we've worked really hard to define our brand, that heartfelt, cinematic, very particular look and feel, is that not every video producer or videographer or editor can recreate that. And so we have been building a farm team of people that we can train in our really particular look and feel to keep up with the demand, because it is growing. Mike, it's like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, you probably remember this, where some business owners still weren't convinced they even needed a website. They were still, or a Facebook page. Like, what do I need a Facebook page for? Well, now it's not negotiable. Nobody questions that. Video has hit that tipping point where they used to say, oh, it's expensive and we don't need it and we can just do whatever. Now they realize, okay, we really have to look hard at this. And so getting in on that opportunity is exciting and scary, like most things in business.
What's the biggest change that you see coming to the way people market their companies then over the next 2 years? Obviously, video is part of it, but is there a certain type of video, a certain technology that you see coming on the market?
There's a really specific kind of video that more and more brands are using and having to use, and it is a storytelling style. People don't, especially young consumers, Gen Z especially, do not want to see your ad. They don't care. They don't trust you. They want to trust the brands they invest their money in. And studies showed that they are much more interested in experiences than in things. So even if they're buying a thing from you, they want an experience of your brand to go along with it, which means you must tell your story, the backstory of your company, the ethics of your company, the employees of your company. We're doing this with McDonald's right now, is we're profiling employees. So stop talking to me about the Big Mac. I know about the Big Mac. I want to know the person making the Big Mac. That is a huge shift in marketing, and it is especially helpful with video because, of course, that's a storytelling medium. That's the biggest change, is if you're just putting out your key messages, they're going to start bouncing off of young people's heads. They want a story. They want to see a person and a human element to every bit of your marketing, and video is great for that.
Well, I sympathize with you in helping create the stories of the people, because it seems like McDonald's and these companies can't find people to work, and then the turnover is so great that you'll constantly be interviewing more people. But it's you're.
Can I tell you what though? I mean, we're getting that from more and more clients to where you would think the majority say, "Give me more customers." I'm starting to have more and more clients say, "We're getting customers. We need workers. Help us recruit. Help us tell our story to prospective workers." I'm hearing not just McDonald's. I'm hearing that over and over again from organizations that might surprise you. Yeah.
No, my friend owns a Zaxby's. I've got several others in the restaurant and other chains that they have to shut down early. They close on certain days because they can't staff up. But you know what? All of these things, as we start moving forward, I think video and storytelling is key. It's who sees the message, how you're going to get it out there, and it's really how are you going to relate to a customer who has a very little attention span. So video does that. So what's a nugget that you'd like to leave the viewers with? One piece of advice, something about you or the company?
Be as specific as you possibly can with your brand. The idea that and this is true with video, they come in, I say, who are you after? Who is this video speaking to? And they go, well, just everybody. I want lots of customers. Increasingly, because people's attention spans are small, because they have a growing number of channels to watch video or to see your marketing, you must know exactly who you're after, exactly what channels, what times a day, all those things. As specific as you can. The best brands I work with are super specific. The ones who struggle are the ones who don't know exactly who they are in the world. They just know they want customers. That's not good enough anymore. You have to be very specific, and that'll dictate everything else.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much for taking the time to come on today. We appreciate your insights and all your advice.
Thank you very much, Mike. Anytime.
To find out more about Kevin and Wewa Films and all the amazing things they could do to get your customer's story out there, visit us at dailyadbrief.com. We'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.